Facebook Live. Uh, Also, I want to give thanks and recognition to those that catch me on the replay. Can you check it out from YouTube and or SoundCloud? It is indeed a blessing to be here with you tonight. As tonight we are talking about Your Words Matter. I am your host, Tricia Brace Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I am three-time author of Recreating a Better Me, Time to Talk, and Struggling to Forgive. You can find those resources at my website at www.triciabracesmith.weebly.com. I do apologize for the delay tonight. I was on here trying to stream at 10 o'clock and the browser just kept going and going, but I continued to speak until I was able to have somebody come and confirm that my video was not indeed going live. So it threw us back a few minutes, but I do appreciate you taking out the time to join me even with the delays due to technical difficulties, and I thank you for taking out time to be here with me tonight. As tonight I am talking about Your Words Matter, and this topic just come up in light of all of the things that are going on in our nation. And I shared with you a couple videos back that in the coming days you're going to begin to see true leadership begin to stand up and take over a lot of the political awareness and the political stance that are going on throughout our nation. Because I did share with you that there is not one true leader that's going to stand up and lead a cause blind. And so when you follow leadership, you want to be sure that you are well aware of what the vision of that leadership is, whether it's leadership through an organization or an individual. So you'll begin to see a lot of this. So I wanted to bring this video tonight just as awareness to let you know that your words matter. Okay, so in the political realm and a lot of the movements that are going on, I don't take a stance one way or another when it comes to many of those causes. That is just not my area of gifting. So my area is education. So anything education, that's where I'm planning and putting most of my time and my efforts and research and things like that into. But if the campaigns and the political protests and all the things that are going on in our nation, if they concern you and that's your area, then so be it. I am here in the background, just here as a support. I support what you do, whatever stance in that you take. I support you here on the sideline, and I respect the work that you do. And that's one thing that we people have to understand, is that everything does not pertain to us. Okay? Everything is not for you to get involved. Everything is not for you to comment one way or another. And that is what we have to learn. Because what I find is all we have is our word. All we have is our word. And we have some of the most condescending people in our world that likes to play on words. They take the words we say and they want to take it and twist it and play with them and throw them back at you as if it is a game. So I want to encourage each of you to speak the things that are important to you, because your words do matter. But also I want you to be wise in the words that you speak. Many of us are so impulsive that a lot of times we're just speaking just to be saying words or just to be heard. And now is not the time for that. Now is the time that if we're going to speak on a particular cause, if we have a particular stance to take as it relates to the things that are going on in our nation, now is the time to truly speak what you need to speak. Speak the things that are important to you and where it's necessary, but also be willing to stand on that. We have heard for years, let your yeah be yeah and your no be no. You know, and we don't have time to be trying to people please and try to satisfy everybody. Now that's one thing that you can rest assured with me. I don't try to satisfy everybody. I realize that me sitting here, my words don't resonate with everybody. Everybody don't agree with my position and where I stand on things. And that is perfectly okay with me. But one thing you will find, if I say it, I believe it to be true and I stand on it. Now, what I don't entertain is for someone to take my words and to play with it and manipulate and con to the point to now they want to take what I say and twist it to conform to their own little motive or ideas. Because things just does not work that way with me. I don't entertain conversations that are foolish. I don't entertain conversations that try to trap me up in something I said by taking it and twisting it. Now, when I say speaking these words and being wise in the words that we speak, I say that because we have to realize that when we open this mouth to speak, the message goes out. There can be 100 people hearing the same message. And just as they're hearing the same message, there could be 100 different perceptions of the message that you send out. So yes, your words matter, but even more so than that, it's important that you take a stance and stand on your word and believe in the word that you speak. That's why we can't be impulsive when it comes to drawing awareness to issues that are so critical and so sensitive and so controversial. So it's easy for me to sit here and say, I support people in speaking in their movement for Black Lives Matter. Okay, I support the people who stand on that cause. I respect them. Now, that doesn't go to say that I'm a part of that or that I'm going to get out here and rally or anything like that. All that is saying is just what I said. I support anybody who stands for the cause that Black Lives Matter. And that's their call. You know, that has nothing to do with me. I've never researched the movement. I don't know what the movement is all about. And I certainly ain't finna go and try to get all in the details and all that kind of stuff. Okay? But I support the people. I respect their position if that's what they do. Because that's their lane. Okay? So, for you guys that are getting all upset and letting all this stuff bother you because the stuff that is going on, so everything is not for us. Okay? Now, everything I say here on this platform, you're not going to agree with. I am who I am. I stand firm on my word. I stand firm on what I believe. But even with that, Just because I believe differently than you, don't mean that we can't stand and support one another without trying to be condescending and manipulative and have an underlying agenda and try to trap each other up for supporting people or supporting a awareness or a campaign or a cause that we believe that we need to be a part of. All we're doing is just further causing separation between the people in our communities, the people in our nation. It's just an ongoing cycle. You know, we have to really learn what it is to respect one another. And I think that's a lot of times where we miss it. So instead of respecting one another, we feel like we have to compete or to minimize one another. And we do that by the words that we speak. We're just speaking words impulsively. We're attacking people's character. And I talked about character last night. It's bad enough that we already know where we're flawed in our character. It's bad enough that we're already aware and sensitive to those things and have to deal with those things so that our character doesn't show up before we do. But then we have the ignorance of folks speaking, and we really don't even know from what grounds we're speaking on. Just ignorance, speaking just to be heard. Okay? So I want to encourage you, whatever you believe, don't allow somebody else, because they don't believe the same way you do, to silence you. But then also, the words that you speak, you be wise in those things that you speak, so that those words can't be used as fuel to play the manipulation or the condescending game back at you. So if you say it, stand on it, believe it, and stand firm on it. Because whatever I believe, I owe nobody an explanation, because that's my belief. Whatever you believe, you don't owe me an explanation for nothing. I respect what you believe, and I demand that same respect in return. So we don't have to have a disagreement and fall out just because we don't think the same way. And people stop thinking that you can't get along with people just because they believe a little different in certain areas than you do. Did you know that when we were created with our own free will, our own free thoughts? That's what makes us all so unique. That's why education is my lane, politics is your lane, and religion is somebody else's lane. You know, that's why it's like that. Find the area of your gifting. Speak the words that you need to speak to draw awareness to your platform, and respect that of everybody else's. And we don't do that by trying to tear each other down with the words that we speak. So another thing that I'm seeing is that throughout social media, there's people voicing their opinions, and then there's automatically someone right there ready to attack. You know, people that are looking for trouble, that's what they do. That's what they're there for. They're there to create the confusion. Now, you can choose to leave their comments there. You can choose to go back and forth with them on these different posts. You can choose to delete them altogether. That's your choice. But I'm going to say this. When you address this platform, when I speak to you, I am respectful by all means. Now, being respectful does not necessarily mean that you're going to agree with everything that is spoken on this platform. And you don't have to. That's what makes us different. There have been people that come on here and they voice a different opinion than me, or they say, well, I don't agree, or whatever, and rightfully so. They have just as much right to do that as I do sitting here voicing my opinion. But what they don't have the right to do is to be downright disrespectful, because I don't entertain people like that. And when I speak and I'm sharing with you guys, I'm just sharing a different perspective on how to look at things, to challenge your mindsets, to challenge the things that you do believe, to expand your territory, because everything is not black and white in this world. Everything is not black and white.